Hi, Cup and Card friends. Welcome back. It's Linda Z. It's that time to grab your favorite cuppa, sit back and relax as we do a deck walkthrough of the Wisdom of the Hidden Realm Oracle cards. This is a 44 card deck with a guidebook from Colette Baron Reed, illustrated by Jenna Della Grottaglia. This is a Hay House deck and it comes in a 2-part box. You can see the thumb hole here. And let's see what it says. Imagine before the written word, the ancients established a divine partnership between humans and mystical hidden realms that bridged the worlds of nature and spirit. Both agreed to form an eternal, sacred alliance to establish harmony and balance. The alliance ensured that when we asked for guidance in manifesting our reality, they would help us find our way to the highest good for all. But in time, humanity turned itself away from the natural world as a source for the divine and forgot about the realms of the unseen realities. As our global concerns have increasingly become more pressing, they have returned to help us to find our way home to our true purpose. The cards in the deck represent some of those realms and their queens and kings, princes, and other magical helpers. Let the Swan Queen point the way to transformation, the Arrow Master help you reach your goals, and the Sacred Union speak to the depth of your longing for love. The enclosed guidebook helps you interpret these messages. Ask and ye shall receive, for the highest good is their motto. If you call upon them, they will answer. And I believe I had gotten this as a Hay House deck. I think it was on sale. I'm pretty sure, I think I got it for like $10. And I was like, okay, well, let me get it and see what it's like. There's nothing inside the box. And here's the guidebook. And here is the introduction card. It tells you about the author. Here's the backs. As you can see, these are super, super glossy. These are very thick cardstock. But yeah, these are reversible. So let's take a look at the guidebook. And Hay House normally comes with some really nice guidebooks. It's a thick one, but it's the same size as the cards. And let's see, we have here. So here it gives us the information, and it looks like it might be numbered. So we'll look at that. Introduction. How to use the cards. The purpose of the cards. How to do a reading. And it's saying ask what kind of questions to ask. And I've always thought when you're doing a tarot reading to ask the questions as specifically as you can and not to leave them open-ended. I just have an issue with people asking questions like, does he love me? You know if he loves you or not. I mean, those kind of questions, you know in your heart, or you could feel it in those kinds of things. Or is he thinking about me, or that kind of thing. That's looking into the mindset of somebody else. And that is looking, and when I like to do readings, it's for that person, not a person asking for another person. Does that make sense? So the querent is asking for the mindset of someone else. And to me, that is, like, I will not read for someone unless they ask me to. I will not, if somebody's saying they're going through something, or, this or that, and they're just generally talking to me about things, I'll say, hey, do you want to do a reading, or let's do a reading. I don't just do a reading and say, hey, I did a reading for you about that thing we were talking about the other day, because to me that is that is doing something without their permission. And it's almost like an energy vampire. And I don't want to be that way. That's just my opinion. So here I see we have a picture. It's not a color picture, but it tells us about the title. And then we have 3 keywords, which I love keywords. I hope they're on the card. And then it gives us the information about it. And there's a lot of information about the card. So we'll go through that. And then we'll pick one card at the end. Okay, there you go. So let's take a look and see what the cards say. Now I must have looked at these and shuffled them because they're not in order. So here we have the Arrow Master. It's called Hitting the Mark, Intention, and Detachment. The Spiral Dancer. Circuitous Route and Perception. The Sun Dancer, Joyful Activity, Celebration of Life and Abundance. And I love this with the sun. And she's just happy dancing on top of the world. The Fire Prince, optimism and aggression. Love the fire energy coming from him. The Ice Queen, ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. Wow. The Altar Princess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. And I love this picture. It is the same picture that is on the guidebook and on the cover. But to me, this looks like Colette Baron Reid. And I love the altar here because that is her at work. Whenever you see something like this at the table, they are doing the work. They are doing the manifesting. They're getting down to it. The Lady of the Mirror, reflection and non-judgment. The Mapmaker of Destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. And definitely go on to Hay House's website and subscribe. They send you emails about all the sales that they have. Sometimes they have their $10 sales and you can get decks for $10. And it's nice to get decks that you might think you were interested in, so that they're not, they're not breaking the bank for $10. They might be decks that you might not be ready for, so it's a future investment that you might be ready for something later. The Resting Tree, patience and stillness. The Eagle King, the big picture, angelic help. The Prison Waif, self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. The Dragon's Duel, inner conflict, morality, and conscious choice. Love that. And look at this, how they're both together. Beautiful. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. The Lady of Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. The Hungry Ghost, obsessions, scarcity, consciousness, and attachment. The Cosmos, creativity and vastness. Wow. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service, selflessness, humility, and conscious action. Oh, I think we got another one here. The Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance and higher knowing. Love that owl. And she's blowing bubbles. She's speaking her truth. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. The High Lady of Love and Compassion, reverence, kindness, and consideration. The Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. Which, watch that last one, reaping what you sow, because that could mean not good things too. The Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. The sacred union, partnership and romance. The word Lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty. The winged wise ones, angelic help, miraculous aid. The metal king, discipline, armor, and boundaries. Wow, look at that. The camel boy, small steps and asking for help. The eyes of beauty, positive expectations and clarity. The river queen, flow, letting go, and natural movement. The ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. And look at how his wand has this energy coming out of it. Sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. The rainbow prince, compensation and perseverance. The desert prince, survival and false promises. And it's interesting here, he's the desert prince, but they're showing all this water. The chess queen, trust and strategizing. The wise woman of Wonderland, integrity and compromise. She looks like an old Alice in Wonderland. The horse king, assistance and control. Dream walker, dreams, the collective good and illusions. The shadow queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. The well watcher, wisdom, power of the divine. But look how they have this fence, this iron fence around the well. I mean, isn't the well something that you would think would be communal? The hawk prince, spirit communication and paying attention. The web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. But I don't see any webs. Where are the... And I see a little baby dragon. I would think with the web weaver we would see spiders. The diamond dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. And then we have keeper of the scales, fairness and balance. Well, at least it's not my weight. Yeah, let's not even talk about that part. Okay, so let's pick a card and look and see what the guidebook says. Let's ask Spirit to show us what card she wants to show us today. What card is it that we want to see today? Or what card is it that we need to see today? Okay. The Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention and detachment. And I really like the keywords on here. Normally when I do a tarot reading, I really enjoy using oracle cards because to me, they tell me exactly the energy that we have or that we need. A lot of people think, well, what is the difference between tarot and oracle cards? And the tarot is a system. It is a set system. We have the major arcana, which are big things that happen in our life, and the minor arcana, which are our day-to-day normal things that are going on in our life. How we feel and how we think and how we talk and communicate and what we spend our money on or buy things or, just our day-to-day daily thinkings and doings. And oracle cards don't have a set system, and they are about really drilling down into like this, the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention or detachment. Now, For me, that is a wide berth here of between hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. So let's read the guidebook and see what they say. So this is number 10. And thank goodness they actually have numbers on them. The Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. The message is to be deliberate about focusing your dreams and desires with intention, about aligning your intention with spirit. Then let them fly on the wind, directed by the divine, until they reach your goal. The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered by your eagerness to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the invisible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how the arrow flies, and upon the wind it's carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember the law of detachment. If you do, then be assured that you're right on point. The challenger. The Arrow Master appears to let you know that if you continue on your present course, you could be shooting yourself in the foot. You're being challenged now to take a look at the motives behind what you want to reach your goal at all. Is this a path of true destiny or the lure of fantasy and ego desires? Are you setting your intention to win something away from another or to get what you want, whether it's not good at all? Remember also that this life is not a competition. The concept of competition is flawed and encourages a perception of lack. Your time will come. Be very clear that you're pointing in the right direction and don't chase your arrow. If your intention is to find an easier, softer way or a shortcut to your goal, it's time to give that up, since it won't work in the long run. Don't be seduced by quick, get-it-now ideas. This is the time to ask for the highest intentions, to replace the old ones. Sometimes a new set of arrows and another target altogether are needed. Then you can never miss your mark. And with that, I see the Eight of Wands. Even though this is an arrow, or some people might see an arrow as swords, I definitely see this as a eight of wands situation where you see the wands flying through the air. So let me see what tarot set. I know I always kind of reach for the Calandra, but I don't really think I have things with princesses and stuff. We might have to fix that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Another Colette Baron Reed deck. This is called The Good Tarot. And again, this is also illustrated by Jenna Della Grataglia. So what a pairing. What do you think? Let's take a look, shall we? Let's do our reading and see what it says. Now, I edged this in this kind of like greenish teal. So some of the colors. And they have fire, air, water, and fire, air, water. I think it's earth in here. So let's ask Spirit, why is this here? The Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention and detachment. And these are some big cards. And again, they're glossy. Look how glossy they are. Okay, so why is this here? Why is this here? Why is the Arrow Master here? What is it that we need to know about the intentions? Oh, we got two. So we have why is it here and how do we handle it? Okay, so let me move these. I've got all these things around me here. Okay, so why is this here? We have the Page of Earth. So this is the Page of Pentacles. And then how do we handle it? We have the Queen of Water. So I'm going to look at the guidebook for the Page of Earth because, oh, how do they do this in here? 9 of Water, 10 of Water, okay. Commitment to prosperity, first signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off, dreams grounded in reality, start of a new project. And the quote they have in the book is, everything starts with a plan, and I am beginning to see the results generate prosperity. I am a doer, and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need. And I love this with the Arrow Master because it is about setting your intention and doing the work to generate the prosperity that you want. With the pages, and I love here seeing this young person, I always look at the pages as 18 or younger, but typically in the like 12ish age range, because they are so inquisitive. They are always looking at things with such curiosity and open minds. These are the messengers of the suit that are bringing you this information, and they're so it's new to them. Everything is so open, everything is just vast to them. They sometimes can look at things with rose-colored glasses because they're naive. So this here at the intention, hitting the mark, this is perfect for the page because he is starting with, here it's showing starting with a plan. So why is this here? We're starting with the plan about how we can grow our finances or grow the finances for the things that we want to get. And then we have the Queen of Water, and that's how we handle this. And she is about luxury. Let me find her here in the book. But she is really about luxury and the finer things. And having done the work to enjoy where she's at right now. And of course, being a queen and cups being emotions and everything, she's very compassionate. This is about emotional security, generosity, self-love, and self-care. And she is a healer, kind of like the quintessential mother figure, the nurturer, the one that's always there to hug you and to take care of your boo-boos and everything. The quote they have on her is, I am comfortable in my own skin. I love, cherish, and nurture myself. I am the best friend to myself. My relationships with others reflect my security in knowing I am always worthy of love and respect. I heal myself so I can be the change I want to see in the world, and so my compassion can inspire others. Okay, so with this, I am definitely seeing she is very confident in herself. And by being confident in yourself, that exudes to being that light in the dark place. People are drawn to you because you are so self-confident of everything that you do. You know who you are. You know your intentions. You know your... I'm trying to think of the word. I'm just trying to think of the words. Here we have, this is about, you have compassion, you have empathy, you have so much love, you care for people so that they gravitate to you. But this is also about self-care and self-love. So taking the time for yourself. So you have that balance. You know that balance. You're so confident in yourself that you know when it's time to take a break for things, and then you have a time for when you know that you can reach out and help everyone. So I think that's perfect for the detachment, because this tells me that you know when you have to step back sometimes. So that's what I see here. The energy is hitting the mark, intention and detachment. You have set an intention. You're releasing the arrow. You're letting it go for a purpose. And that purpose is, why is it here? That purpose is prosperity, because this is a beginning, an idea of something that you have for your future. So this is, you're releasing that arrow. You have an intention set, and this is saying that you have that idea and you're putting in practice. But how do we handle this? This is about being confident in yourself and knowing that you can do it. And this is also about being compassionate for others, but at the same time stepping back and letting that arrow go to where it needs to go, because you've set the intention. Like they said, don't chase it. Let it do its thing. Things will come about for it. So I hope you enjoy this reading, and I hope you enjoy the video. This is a beautiful deck, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Again, both of these and the Good Tarot is a Hay House deck. Don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that like button, because it helps my algorithms out tremendously. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. I'll be posting all these cards in the 4 Facebook links below. We have 4 great groups that talk about all things tarot, all things oracle, all things spiritual. 2 of the groups have actually, the moderators have created their own decks. Coffee and Tarot actually has a deck called Coffee and Tarot. And the Sabbath Seasons and Tarot Spreads, Judith has created her own book, her own deck called the Treasure Island Tarot, which you can check out my videos for both of those decks. I've done walkthroughs. So again, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you just giving me this time to watch the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.